Hello, my name is Becky Sattler, and today I'm going to teach you how to coach your hosts so that you don't have any more parties that cancel on you and so that every party is a lot bigger so you can increase your party sales. So here is my plan in a nutshell. Hopefully you can see it. We're doing this little selfie stick style. So if you zoom in, this is my system. This is how I do it. So you start with the prep. This begins before the party even starts, before you even have a party booked. This is how you can be ready to have your parties. So you prep, you have your host packets already and your recruiting packets. What goes in your host packets? Well, anything that you need her to have. So this is my handy dandy little host packet. It's got everything in it from catalogs and order forms and join brochures and postcard invitations. You can do other kinds of cute invitations if you would like, but I like to make mine up at least with the postcard invitations because that way it's done. And I make these ahead of time so that I force myself to book parties and get these packets out because they don't do any good sitting on my shelf. So you can make cute invitations if you would like, and I know that you probably have heard about a lot of those different ideas, but that's how I do mine, at least to get it out. The recruiting packet, this baby's important. Why? Because the goal of every party is to have a great party. Obviously. And why do you want to have a great party? Because then you're a lot more likely to recruit your hosts as well as anybody else at the party. That's the best place to recruit is at your party. So this is my little handy dandy little recruiting folder. It doesn't have to be anything special. You don't even have to buy these folders. Just make sure that you have something to give them. I usually don't even like to give a whole lot of things. The reason I like this, just like my host packet that I like, is because it forces me to do it. I make up these ahead of time, and then I say, okay, I have to give away 10 of these a month, or whatever your number is, and that way they're with you in the car, they're with you in your bag, they're with you in your purse, they're with you when you go to a party, at any time. So if anybody says, sure, I would love some more information, you can have something to give them. The most important part of this, if you do nothing else, the most important part of this is probably the hardest part that nobody ever does. It's this part right here, my Scentsy story. So you need to write your own story about why you joined, what you hope Scentsy will do for you, what Scentsy has done for you, your successes. We've talked about that before, but you need to share your successes because your success and your story is what will help others have the confidence to join as well. And then they can envision themselves in your shoes, and then it's a lot easier to help them see the opportunity that Scentsy is for them as well. So make sure that you make some kind of Scentsy story. It can be a postcard, it can be a tri-fold paper, it can even just be printed up on a piece of paper, whatever. But the most important thing, like I said, is that story in your packet. So, and then like I said, just make sure you have something ahead of time so that you can give something away and challenge yourself. So get those things ready. And once you have your 2 packets ready, then now it's time to party. So then you run into Sally in the store and she's asking how things are going and if you're still doing Scentsy, and you're like, oh, actually, yes, I still am. We have a brand new catalog out next month. It's so fantastic. I'd love to show you. And she says, oh, I'd love to see it. I love Scentsy. And then you say, oh, how about let's just have a party and I'll come over and show all of your friends all the new stuff all at once. And she says, great. Then remember, you already have your host packet with you in the car, so you run on out to the car, you get it for her right then, you book the party right then with her, you both get out your phones and you say, okay, let's do it a week from next Thursday or whatever. You make the actual appointment right then and there so that she doesn't dwindle in her excitement. Because right now you've just run into her, she's thinking about all these new exciting products, she's got the excitement of your momentum and your energy, so her energy level is right here, it's high. She's excited to give her party. If you wait another week, because you have to go home and gather up some kind of supplies, find your postcards, label some invitations, or make sure you have enough catalogs, then like I said, her energy level and her momentum is going downhill. And then she starts to think, oh yeah, I have so many things to do right now, I don't have time to host a party, or oh, I don't think any of my friends will come. And then she starts to realize, oh, this is going to be a lot more work than I thought, and then she cancels on you, right? So get her right then and there when she's excited to have a party, get her to mark a party on a date right then. She's a lot more likely to have it and keep that energy up. So host packets, recruiting packets. So now you get to plan your party. Look, so this is my little outline, and if you notice the green ones, which is the planning section, that's the longest section. It's because that's the most things to do, even more than at the party and even more than after the post party. So planning stage is very important. So the first thing I do is get out my handy dandy little Host Coaching Checklist. This baby is in your workstation. So that's the beauty of it. It's in your resources tab already. So if you haven't been using that, now you have a secret weapon and it's ready for you right now because it's in your resources tab. The nice thing about this is it gets all the information that you need. It gets the contact information, the address in case you don't have that for your host. When they want to have the party, it helps guide you through making sure that you mark that right away, what kind of party they want to have, as well as, look at this, it's hard to see. And let me see if I can do this one-handed. So this also goes through and shows how many different times you need to contact them. When I was doing a little bit of research and figuring out what the common pain points are for hosts of any kind of, any brand, just any direct sales party, what is most frustrating for the host? And you know what they said? The most frustrating thing is that they didn't hear from their consultants enough. Right? We, on the other side of the table, we say, oh, I don't want to bug her, so I'm not going to call her again, or I can't call her until another week or two has gone by because I just barely talked to her. And so you're thinking, I don't want to be annoying because if I'm annoying and if I make this too complicated, then she's going to cancel her party. But on the other side, she's thinking, oh, I wish my consultant would contact me a little bit more. I don't exactly know what I need to do. I've got this party date coming up and I don't even know what I'm doing. So contact your host. And the nice thing about this host coaching is, like I said, it has 4 different times of how often you contact your host and exactly what you need to say and do at each of those little meetings. They're quick, they're short. It's not like you sit down for an hour each one, but it's that constant contact so that they feel cared for and loved, because a happy host equals a much better party. It's all about the host. If you treat her like a queen and just like she is your right-hand man, and that it's so nice of her to do this, but yet so exciting and things like that, build her up and she will help you have a great party, because really she's trusting you to give a great party for her friends. And so she likes a lot more hand-holding that a lot of consultants like to do, because we don't want to be annoying. So think of it as you're not being annoying, but you're helping coach her. You're holding her hand so that it's not scary, she's not uncertain, and she's excited to host her party. So that host coaching checklist is fantastic, and it will make sure you do everything that you need to do. So again, like I said, set the date and time, and if she wants to do a theme, that's where you can decide what kind of party it's going to be and if there's going to be a theme. Invitations. Like I said, in my host packets, I just do the postcard invitations because I'm boring like that and because I want to plan ahead and have it already done. And secrets out, I'm not very creative. So sometimes my hosts are, and I will ask them if they would like to make invitations, because that's kind of fun for some people. Like I said, not fun for me, but fun for a lot. The most important thing is that they do get a paper invitation and they have 3 points of contact. So number 1 can be a paper invitation, whether it is handcrafted or just a postcard, whatever it is. They need some kind of physical invitation to make the guests feel like they're very important guests and that they are personally invited. I know a lot of times when I'm just invited by a Facebook event and I'm just, invited and put into an event, sometimes I don't even notice that I'm in it. Lots of times I don't look at the details of the dates of when I'm supposed to go, and every time I don't feel personally invited, and I think, oh, well, she's not even gonna notice if I'm not there because it doesn't work out that night or whatever. So if you do 3 points of contact that are all different points of contact, your guests are going to feel special and they're going to feel like your host and you want them there. So paper invitations, an email to save the date if you would like, a text, and especially right before the party, the day before, a phone call. They need a phone call from you or from the host. If you feel like the host isn't going to do it, maybe she's a little shy, maybe she's super busy, whatever the reason, it's okay for you to do it. I know a lot of consultants even mail out the invitations as well. That's great, because then you have all of those contact information details for all of your guests. But like I said, don't be afraid to actually call your guests as well. The nice thing about that is you've then made personal contact with every guest whom you're going to see tomorrow night. And then you say, oh, hi, Sally, this is Becky. I'm your consultant for Susie's party. Sorry, lots of S names, but for Susie's party tomorrow night. And I just wanted to call and remind you and make sure that you realize that you're invited and see if you have any questions. And then if they say, no, I'm sorry, I just can't come, then you say, great, that's okay, because Susie has the testers, so you can go over to her house and smell them. and you can get in on the free shipping with her party or the discounted shipping with her party, because obviously you're going to have a party. So that's a benefit to them. Make sure that they know how soon they need to get that order in. I like to close my parties right after the party, or maybe the very next day. I don't leave it open for a week or two. So I let the guests as well as the host know you got to get the order in soon so that you can get the benefit of the free shipping and just the convenience of ordering right now with all of us. So 3 points of contact, don't forget to call them the day before. You'll always have a lot more people there. And you can invite them to invite a friend if they would like. Wish list and party goals. This, my friends, is a big key. This is a secret that once I figured this out, it made all of my parties increase and get a lot bigger. And also, they hardly ever cancel on me as well. You can do this if you'd like. It's out of the Scentsy Family Store, the wish list, my Scentsy wish list. But something that I found when I took that wish list from the hostess and kind of took it one step further, this is magic. So I didn't make this because, like I said, remember before, I'm not creative, but I found it online, and it incorporated the little key secret to success that I found that works best, which is this little box right here on the side. Sorry, I've got no hands left. But so you have them fill out this square right here, which is the gotta have it. That's what they absolutely must have, and that's their minimum goal for when they have a party. They want to earn all these things free. The bottom square here, you have them fill out what they would like to have. So everything on their wish list that they've ever wanted that would just make them happy as a clam. And then on this side, like I said, this is where the real magic happens over on this side. If you can see, it says party sales goals to get my gotta have it and to get it all. So that way you equate their wish list into a party size. Then that way they're pushing you to have a bigger party instead of you pushing them to have a bigger party. They know, okay, I need to have a $700 party to get everything I want, and at most I need to have a $1,600 party to get everything that I've ever wanted. So then they know in their own mind how big their party needs to be. And then, like I said, you can do different things to help them increase their party. So then they say, okay, Becky, I need to have at least a $700 party. How do I do that? And then that's when I introduce them to Frank. Sorry, this is hard to see and it's kind of backwards. But Frank, here's my little friend Frank. So Frank is a way that you can help them. It's just a way, there's a million different ways, but it's just one way to help them brainstorm to expand their invite list for whom they're going to invite to their party. So help them think of and sit down and write the list with them. So friends or friends on Facebook, relatives, activities or acquaintances, things that they're involved in, neighbors, or kids' activities, soccer teams, ballet class, other moms, whatever. There's also this, so it's just a way to jog their memory and get their mind thinking outside of the box. So they're not just inviting their 5 best friends and then expecting to have a party and that's all they want. But remember, their goal is now much bigger, so they're wanting a bigger party. And it's not you pushing them, it's them pulling you saying, okay, let's get this bigger. So then you can help guide her through other things. There's also this other paper that is in the resources tab. Scentsy Consultant Library of Party Games. This very first one is called Attendance Builders, and it's got 30 different categories. And if your host has somebody from any one of those 30 categories, then she gets an extra point, and then somehow you can get her a prize at the end or whatever. Or even just there are different brain memory jogging things, different lists that you can go through. There used to be one called You Know More People Than You Think or something like that. But just some way that you can get to help them realize that their party needs to be more than just their 5 best friends. Okay. And so their party goals, like I said, that's a huge key, because then they are going to make their party bigger for you, which is even better, because that makes the party better for not only you, like I said, but for every guest who comes, because then there will be energy and there will be excitement and there will be more people in the room, and a good party, like I said, always equates to a good host, which makes for a great recruiting opportunity. So, as well as it's a lot easier to book parties off of a great party. So, wish list and party goals. And now we're working right through, give them the basket party testers. Even if it's a home party, I always give them my party testers ahead of time so that they can collect orders while they're waiting. Or if somebody throughout the week says, oh, I won't be able to come, that's okay. She can say, oh, well, come on over. You can get your order ahead of time because I have my basket here. Come on over and smell with me. So, and then I give like all of the different information on how to host a good party and all that stuff in the basket party. Even though it's a home party, always tack on that basket party. Then when she's going to get her hair done on Tuesday and her party is on Thursday, she can say, hey, hairdresser lady, I'm having a Scentsy party at my house this Thursday. Would you like to get in on the order and I'll bring it by to you and you can get free shipping with us, whatever. That host is motivated. Remember, she wants all of the things on her wish list. So she's motivated to help you have a better party so that she has a better party. So